he let us in, and the first
grid.
thing he ever said to me was, he said, "You're looking at a ghost."
Did he have a knife in his boot?
I mean, he was. Yeah. I would not be surprised.
All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Pieces of Western New York, where we interview cool people that are doing cool things that make Western New York a cooler place to be. We're back at the Blueberry Treehouse Farm, and I love this place. Welcome to summer in Western New York. And today we're with two of my favorite people in Western New York, 𝐿 and Beave Sorensen. Welcome. And 𝐿 and Beave started and play in and sing and co-star and dance and compose and
Play harmonica.
in a band called the Leroy Towns Band. And they're gonna play tonight. Guys, what's going on? How are you?
Great. How are
we
you?
just got back from a 2-week trip through Spain and Greece.
Yes.
And here we are back in Western New York, and like, it's gorgeous. It's like,
Happy to be home.
It's like the vacation never ends.
So you guys are always traveling.
Always.
Always.
As much as we can, yeah.
Right, which is amazing. And you continue to choose to come back to Western New York.
Well, Western New York is actually a great place to travel from because we're just down the road from Toronto. And if you can get to Toronto,
Yeah.
you can get anywhere on the planet.
Yes.
You know, pretty much a direct flight.
Amazing.
And, you know, our airport isn't too bad either. You can get to Denver on a direct
You can
flight.
get to
or
Denver,
Chicago,
New York, or Chicago.
So
Yeah.
A few places in my
Yeah.
It's a little hub.
Florida.
trains,
Little unknown hub.
take the train if you
Yeah.
want to be crazy. We love Amtrak.
So Spain is amazing.
Yeah.
Greece is amazing.
Yep.
I mean, this is the tough thing to top, but you still come back to Western New York, and here we are. Do they have a Blueberry Treehouse Farm in Greece?
They need
Not
one.
that I found.
They need one. And
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be. Blueberries might grow there. Who knows?
Yeah?
They have grapes.
Well, it is funny because when we were traveling, I said to Beave, one of my favorite things to do is travel, but it's rare that I find a place that I'm like, I think I could stay here and live.
Yeah. No,
Like, I love visiting those places, but that's really is home for us.
ah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that's what I find.
And one of the best gifts of travel is that it just makes you love where you're from. It makes you love coming home. That feeling of like walking back through your door, like your front door after 2
Yeah.
weeks of being away is, you can't buy that feeling.
I mean, this is the common theme, right? So we've been doing these interviews for a while, and everybody's like, yeah, I got to come back to Western New York because
Sure.
Western New York is great, and there's something that's really homey about it. And you guys have like become staples of Western New York, right? This band is doing a ton of gigs
Yeah.
around town, and you're,
We've been at it for a while.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's
How
like
many
20
how many
years we've been playing in this band.
in this band? 20 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Goes back to college and growing up down in the southern tier in college, and starting out with an outfit that we had. Our first gig was, our first couple gigs we had were 5-hour gigs.
Yeah.
One was in a bar and one was at this place called the Pollywog Holler, which
Yes, I know it.
is one of my favorite
It's
places
legend.
on the planet.
It's legend.
Yeah, it's a legendary place. I grew up out there, learned to play guitar out there, and kind of fell in love with the idea of performing from going out there for pizza nights and hanging out at the Holler and
With the hippies.
with the hippies. Yeah.
Man.
I remember there was a guy playing a cigar box guitar, and he had bells braided into his hair. And he was playing a Doors song terribly. I was
But
like,
everybody loved it.
I was just like, man, this rocks. I want to be this guy.
I want to do that. So here you are, 20 years later.
Yeah.
And you guys are married. You just had a 16-year anniversary.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
married out at
amazing.
𝐾𝐿𝐫𝐿𝐫 Lake
Yeah.
16 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Destination wedding.
So wait, so you're from that area, right?
We're both from the southern tier. So
Okay,
I'm
okay.
from Cuba, New York, and he's from Wellsville,
That's right. That's
by
right.
way
I
of
knew this.
Seattle.
Genesee
and
River
Washington,
Valley.
DC.
I've kept my 585. I mean,
Yeah.
I live in a 716.
And you guys were like Elmwood Village
Yes.
staples for many
For a
years,
decade.
until we dragged you out to the
Yeah.
country.
Back to the country.
Love both. I wish I made enough money to have a house in both places because that would be paradise.
I mean, the greatest thing though is that it's not that far.
It's not
like,
really not that
like if you
far.
want to get downtown, and then we're still here in 25
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
Everything's like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
it seems like. And you're not sitting in traffic ever.
Yeah.
It's just pretty easy.
There's a ski hill a mile from our driveway.
Yeah.
Takes me longer to get my boots on than it does to get there.
Yeah.
I mean,
So you can go
can't
skiing.
beat that with a stick.
And then you can drive 20 minutes, and then there's no snow.
Yeah.
Right?
You can't go skiing in Greece.
So, all right. So the Leroy. Does everybody think that your name is Leroy Towns?
I had to get I remember going to the Erie County clerk to get a DBA when we first started playing in Buffalo because people would write checks to Leroy Towns.
Yeah.
and I had to, my bank said you got to go get a doing business as account, or you can't.
Right.
You
So-
can't keep living this schizophrenic life.
So who's Leroy Towns? Is this your alter ego?
I don't know. I mean, who I was in college, who came up with this, I don't really know that guy anymore. But Leroy is the name of my first cat. My dad, I was born in Seattle. My dad and mom lived in a milk truck in the late 70s in Northern California. And Leroy lived with them. And then when
In the truck?
In the truck. And then when we lived in 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐫𝐢, which is like 45 minutes south of Seattle, he lived with us there, lived with us in Washington, D.C., and then traveled all the way up to Wellsville.
No shit.
So Leroy was a rambler, and I always loved the name,
all right.
and he was...
Did he have boots? I feel like this cat needed boots.
He was...
Probably did.
He had,
So
a,
wait.
he had a Johnny Cash outfit he wore all the time.
So was this milk truck like delivering milk? Are you the milkman's kid?
No, well, yeah, I guess technically I am the milkman's kid. Years later, I went out there, and their friends of theirs in 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐫𝐢 had purchased the truck and fixed it up. So I actually got to
Oh,
see
that's awesome.
the legendary truck.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
not
All
a
right.
bad gig, not a bad rig, like, you know, pre all these sprinters and everything. So
Yeah, what were you gonna do, right? The Volkswagens didn't make it over here with the pop top campers. They was all stuck in Europe. So tell me, so you guys are really active in Western New York in this music scene. Tell me about the music scene in Western New York, right? I feel like it's really inclusive.
I feel like when people think about music scenes, they think about Nashville and Austin and Asheville, North Carolina, and those places are amazing and have incredible musicians everywhere. But, you know, we're so spoiled here in Buffalo and nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
We have so many incredible acts in this town. It's just humbling to be able to go out on every night of the week and see one of our friends absolutely crushing it in a number of clubs. It's not like there's 5 clubs that it's fun to go see music.
Yeah.
There are an insane amount of clubs. There's new ones every week, it seems like. And then there's breweries.
Yeah.
So on top of all of the music clubs, there's all these breweries that you love to go to. And we love craft beer, and just to be able to go to a brewery and see our friends play is, it's a ridiculous amount of lucky that we have here in Buffalo.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of breweries.
Yeah.
And one of the great things about the music community is that musicians are super supportive of each other.
Yeah.
So like he said, like we're going out to see our friends play, they come to see us play.
Yes.
Like we're constantly going out and checking out new bands. And I feel like a lot of our solid relationships were formed through music.
Yeah.
Yes,
Here in Buffalo.
I feel this about when I think of you guys. I think of not just you and the band. I think of you like as part of the community, right? Because I know you're always doing so many gigs with these other bands and 10 Cent Howell,
Yeah.
like all your buddies. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, we just do these gigs together to support each other, and it's awesome
Yeah.
to see that everybody's so supportive.
I mean, and we have sportsmen's too. Like you
Yeah.
can't deny that. That's
Yeah.
insane that we have something like that in our backyard.
Yeah.
And
Sportsman's is like the Ryman Auditorium of Buffalo. It's holy ground.
Sportsman's Tavern.
Yeah.
And now they've got the outdoor space and the cave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Music Town, USA.
Man. And you can have anybody in there, and then people listen.
Yep.
Right? It can
Yeah.
be honky tonk or.
I'm going to see Fleece
Fusion.
Brothers
Anything.
at the end of the month at Mohawk Place.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time I saw them was at Borderland. And I'm going to go
Right.
see them in a tiny room.
So you guys played Borderland a couple times too, right?
Yeah, few.
Couple few? I think, yeah.
4.
every year
Four?
except for one.
Yeah,
Was it 4?
Yeah.
yeah.
At
Man,
least.
That's
yeah.
great fun. I love that festival.
It's an amazing festival.
It's our favorite.
And this year's lineup is just, I mean,
off
every
the
year the
chain.
lineup it just gets better
off
and
the
better.
chain.
It's amazing.
I know. My biggest concern this year is how I'm going to make it through all 3 days.
I'm
Yeah.
not, I can't do it.
I'm like, oh my God, this is a lot of, how am I going to, this is a marathon. This
Yeah.
is like a marathon after a
I'm
marathon.
solidly committed to, when's UBR playing? Is it Saturday or
I
Friday?
can't even keep the schedule
Whatever
straight.
day they're playing, I'm solidly
We're
committed
gonna
to that
be
day.
there all 3 as
You're
much
going to
as
be
we
there all
can.
3 days.
Yeah.
You got to be there all 3 days.
Have to.
Yeah. Man. Well, excellent. Should we play a song?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
This song's called Done Me Wrong. This is a song that was written in the year of our Lord 2004.
Oh, yeah? It's 20 years old?
Oh yeah, this is a 20-year-old song. And this was written about the first place that we ever had a steady gig. It was this place called the Birds All in
Yeah?
Birdsall, New York. And most people would show up on snowmobiles and four-wheelers to these gigs. And it was one of those kind of places like Roadhouse. And it was just an incredible place that is legendary within our band. And this song came out of that whole time. And this girl I was trying to get away from. And this was right around the time. It wasn't you. But yeah, this one's called Done Me Wrong. And yeah, 20-year-old song.
Did they have a Patrick Swayze at this bar?
They had a guy. Who claimed that his name was on the Vietnam War Memorial.
Oh yeah.
In Washington D.C.
Oh, so they got it wrong.
Yeah.
They thought he was dead, and they put his name up.
He was the doorman.
He was like living.
He let us in, and the first
grid.
thing he ever said to me was, he said, "You're looking at a ghost."
Did he have a knife in his boot?
I mean, he was. I would not be surprised.
All right.
Our bartender's name was Dixie. I mean, it was an absolute.
And the song's on one of your CDs.
This is on our self-titled record, our second record,
Cool.
Which you can find anywhere music is streamed.
There ain't nothing you could ever say or do to make me want to stick around. So I said, hey, baby, you done me wrong. I said, hey, baby, you done me wrong. Girl, you do me wrong. Well, I think I'll throw a toast to memory.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for being here, guys. And thank you for joining us. Like and subscribe to see us next time. Cheers.